KALGARA, look at his card art. He already looks like a savage, and we are about to see him attempt to just turn these big bodies sideways. Now we already see at least one best girl in hand. and hopefully we get to
Holly?
see no, Holly is best girl. I stand Holly. Holly is best
I love
girl.
that.
And
I love
since we
that.
have Holly in hand, we may just get the eventual play of Ohm being played out and then nothing being taken off the top of the deck. And Lazarus is going to breathe that sigh of relief before the Holly just comes out of hand. But we got the fist bump, a fair play, before the Dawn comes out and a pass from KALGARA.
Yep, we have Slam Dunksville, our player on the right there, playing KALGARA, going and immediately passing their turn over to Lazarus, playing Bonnie, who also passes it back over to Slam Dunksville. I'm going to love saying that, I think, this round a little too much. But there we see, I believe that's the Skyland Searcher. I always forget this young man's name.
Is it a Shura? Oh, no.
Shura. Thank you. Yes. We're going to go ahead and search for a Sky Island card. We're going to get the OP12 KALGARA that says draw a card on it whenever you remove a card from your life, but you cannot draw for the rest of the turn with using effects. So you can't loop it, unfortunately. You can only do it one time. But one card's more than enough. And then faces the place. You said it yourself, Chris. KALGARA's going to get in there. Get some damage in.
Wild mane of hair, wild tactics, and we're immediately just going to start trying to swing. The longer this game goes, the more Bonnie will be able to do to impact the board, tap down, or just lock down the board, and just really just get to this point where it takes control. So you want to make sure that this is happening as little as possible.
Yeah, last round we saw the green deck that loves to attack in Zoro, and this round we're going to see the green deck that loves to stop you from attacking in Bonnie. But the most delicate thing that Bonnie's been doing ever since OP07 is Dawn management. You got to make sure you have the Dawn you need when you need it. And oh, there we see the new 3-drop Bonnie coming down from PRBO2. This is a really awesome inclusion in the deck where basically when your opponent declares an attack, you can activate one of your Dawn. And because those things have triggered simultaneous triggers, you can actually resolve your leader effect immediately afterwards as well, which is pretty sweet. So it basically is a free version of using the Bonnie leader effect while also being a blocker.
100%. And I'm actually very much so a fan that this kind of fits a trend that PRB2 has done of releasing younger copies, younger variants of the leader that immediately help your game plan go into overdrive. So I love that. But yeah, we're getting another card coming into search, and we're adding a stage to our hand actually.
Yep, so you're using the win attacking effect of KALGARA to bring out the Wiper, and then the Wiper will go ahead and let you play the upper yard from the top 5, which will then allow you to search for another. I believe they're called Shandarian. No.
This one's a Sky Island.
Does Sky Island cards.
Yes.
And then the Shandarian Warriors are all the other KALGARA-like cards.
Yep. So this is going to be crazy. Just the upper yard being able to search again. So we've just dug 10 cards deep, essentially, I believe, in order to just find the best cards we can possibly find. And that sort of consistency, it just speaks to what this deck is trying to do. Put consistent beatdowns here and then really work.
Yep, and and there we see the little dance that I was talking about where we use the Bonnie character effect plus the Bonnie leader effect to go ahead and rest the Wiper, and then we're going to go ahead and take the attack from KALGARA. And there you see the Ohm, and as you already know, Chris, we got best girl in hand. This top 5 search is not needed.
But it's going to be great. Like I said, oh, it's a whiff. How sad. Except it's not. And that's going to be cool. So we're going to put 5 to the bottom. Look at that. We got a smile from Lazarus before the Holly comes down.
I got it anyway. And you're and Lazarus is like, you know what? I'm so happy for you. I'm so happy you got that. Because now all of a sudden we have a board full of 4 characters from Slam Dunksville, which are all threatening. That's the big thing about the KALGARA deck is, yes, you're taking your own life, but you're accelerating your tempo so much. And all the characters you can play on every single turn just increase in Dawn value and increase in attack power. And by doing so, it's pretty crazy how much damage out of nowhere you can generate.
Yep. And in terms of matchups, this is going to be very interesting, because we are against Bonnie, who can take one of your attacks off the board. We're getting a carrot being played, and this is going to really start trying to solidify the board for Lazarus. But we've got a full suite of attackers going in from Slam Dunksville, pretty much.
Well, you
So
got to remember, we have at least one fewer because we have, of course,
yeah,
the Bonnie effect. So we really only have 2 attacks reasonably right now, which can still be really big. And if you Dawn allocate correctly, you can actually still play plenty of characters this turn too, thanks to the Kalgara ability, basically giving you, I believe, a free 6-drop on this turn. I think we'll get access to because our opponent is at 6 Dawn.
correct. So we got Carrot stopping one of these from attacking, and we've got the Bonnie effect going to stop another one. But at the same time, we still have enough Dawn to dawn up the Shura to potentially cause another neutral. But right here, we've got Bonnie's effect activating, resting Ohm, and but we still have 2 more attacks potentially after Calgara has already attacked. So this is still a turn of pressure.
Yep, and earlier we saw Slam Dunksville do the awesome sort of interaction between the OP12 Kalgara and the Kalgara leader, basically giving you 2 free cards to your hand while playing the Kalgara and having it to attack on future turns. Pretty powerful. And there we see Best Girl Holly coming in. Going to go ahead
Mm-hmm.
and counter out using the Cavendish from her hand. And it looks like Slam Dunksville wants to go ahead and throw down another Wiper just to make sure we have that full board you were talking about, Chris, for future turns.
Yeah, this is just actually getting kind of wild. But on play, you can like place 1 stage card at the cost of 1 at the bottom of your owner's deck, and you're gonna search again. So paying off that upper yard to pick up another wiper, the other variant. These wipers are just like ping ponging off of each other. But
Mm-hmm.
this is just really strong. It's crazy to think that this is turn 4, and literally on turn 4, if I'm not mistaken, we are sitting here and seeing that even taking 2 attacks off the board, Slam Dunksville has been able to swing 3 times. And that's a crazy like
Mm-hmm.
metric just to say aloud. So already Lazarus is on the defensive, a 5 life leader at 2 life, but not of his own choosing, unlike Calgara. And he needs to really start stabilizing quick because these beats are only going to continue.
You look over at Slam Dunksville's board and you think to yourself, oh my gosh, 5 characters by turn 4, like you're saying, their hand must be minuscule. And no, it's actually kind of a book because almost all these characters that we played replace themselves using our leader effect by getting the life back to our hand. And thanks to the Kalgara character, we drew an extra card and we've been drawing cards every single turn. I think Slam Dunksville has like at least 7 or 8 cards in hand right now on top of this gigantic board, which is kind of crazy to see. So we can utilize our resources to protect these cards and keep them in play. And so they can continue to attack Lazarus and Bonnie. And that's just going to be so rough.
Yeah, and it's already it's nice that Kiara gets to attack. I don't believe we know which card he decided was not going to return to active mode next
Right.
turn. But he's
Well, we,
attacking Best Girl, and therefore I am already I hmm, what a low move.
but don't worry, Best Girl Holly came to the rescue from the counter, so it's all copacetic. Oop, everyone's favorite 3-drop, Cavendish comes down, and Cavendish has an amazing home in Bonnie that we've been seeing ever since
Whew.
EBO 1. And oh my gosh, a second
Oh,
carrot.
now
Wow.
that is going to be a very good card because now you have Slam Dunksville needing to close out the game, but he also needs to start getting rid of some of this board because at this point, the next turn, Lazarus, unless this carrot is cleared, Lazarus will be able to take 3 attacks off the board per turn. 2 on his own turn, and then 1 the moment Calgary returns any card sideways against him. And that's going to be a
Right.
huge like slowdown to Slam Dunksville's like just general scheme. So this is gonna be pretty rough.
Ooh, and here we see the classic Bonnie blunder, I like to call it. Basically, Bonnie forces players to play unoptimally. I'm attacking with my strongest character first because I have to. Otherwise, it'll get rested by the Bonnie leader effect later in the turn. So attacking with this AK Wiper here because otherwise you can't guarantee out any value out of it. And here we're using, of course, the Bonnie character and the Bonnie leader 1-2 punch here, trying to decide if we want to use the leader ability right now or wait until other cards come out. I'm not sure what would we be waiting to use it on. Obviously, the 5-drop Kalgara isn't
Mm.
that crazy, but we're going to choose to use it on the leader because Bonnie can do that to rest leaders, and that does stop the win attacking effect. But honestly, I don't know if Slam Dunksil was going to use that leader effect being at 2 life and all, and kind of losing even more value by having to sacrifice one of their already sort of rested characters in play. So Hard to say if that was the right
Yeah.
call, but it definitely is a lot of aggression that he's taking up the board no matter what, because I believe all those both the characters that are active are 5K base, so it's all the same power when you think about it.
Yeah, and I mean, at the end of the day, you have a vanilla and essentially a vanilla on attacking versus a leader that can do something. And I do
Oh
agree with you.
yeah.
I do
Hmm,
agree
hmm.
with you. I don't think there's much of a reason to assume that he would use his leader effect because we're at the point where Lazarus has 3 cards that give him incentive to attack. So yeah, going any lower in life could prove disastrous. But at the same time, I guess he was just trying to say, even if you had some crazy play, I don't want you even getting the option to do it because the other 2 cards
Hmm.
really aren't going to do anything on attack.
And it is worth noting that if Slam Dunksville did use the Kalgara ability, they would have also been able to draw a card off their character Kalgara's effect. And so just
Hmm.
turning off that option from Slam Dunksville, I think is what Lazarus was going for, and I really like that. And then we see the counter of the 2-drop Kitten Killer coming down from Lazarus. And then we see the blocker Bonnie being used to stop Best Girl Holly's attack, which was 6K. And here we're paying, I believe that's 7 Dawn to go ahead and no, it's 6 to go ahead and play out the 6-drop 8K base vanilla
Calgara.
Kalgara. It's
Yeah.
just a gigantic bingus, and that's all we need it to be. The Shandian Warriors are not too are easy to please.
Yep, but this turn is going to be a very hefty loss of advantage
Right.
because at this point you've got 2 life, 4 valid attacks minimum, and coming from Lazarus' side with Bonnie, and you're going to get 2 of your attacks taken off the board. We're probably going to end up locking down the same 2 cards again, or actually, you know what? Probably Calgara and Wiper, if I'm not mistaken. But you're going to get 2 attacks taken off the board. Cavendish is going to extend the amount of plays we can do this turn, and all the while, you can control board, but you can also just like, yeah, you can attack, you can control the board, and then with whatever you have left over, you can try to push yourself closer to game. This is Lazarus potentially stabilizing right here.
Yep, there we see that carrot going in at Best Scroll Holly, and that's going to go ahead and freeze that Wiper in place, so it won't be able to activate during Sam Dunksville's next turn. And if you're Lazarus, do you start going for face now and pressuring the hand a little bit, or do you just continue controlling the characters as best as you can? I definitely would not hate to see this second carrot swing into the Kalgara and then freeze the other Wiper on the other side of the table. That could be pretty cool. I would also love to see the 8K base Kalgara maybe get rested somehow, but it's all going to depend on what Lazarus has access to in their hand because they want to make sure they can get as much value as possible out of all their cards, albeit Cavendish as well. So you want to make sure you can play a character first and then attack. Basically, use that Dawn and maximize what you can do with it. But it's going to be tough to see what they go for here. They're definitely taking a minute to think about this because it does matter. I think we only have 6 or 7 cards in Slam Dunksville's hand. They are only at 2 life. If we start pressuring, that could put them on a pretty seriously real clock.
Yeah, I
Other
like
things
the
to consider.
idea. I personally like the idea of Carrot going on Calgar as the character, mainly because you're getting a card out of hand and you're locking down the Wiper potentially, or you're locking down Calgara. You can just choose. But my main thing here is that the moment we get okay towards life, the moment we get
Ooh.
2 or less bodies like characters on the board,
Oh,
you are going to be able to always have, oh, that's powerful. You're going to always be
that's
able to
why we
lock
went
down with
face.
Carrot. Yep, that makes a
Mhm.
lot more sense now. But yeah, if he can just get like 2 Calgary down to 2 characters on board, then we're going to be seeing Carrot pretty much clean up and prevent the pushing every single turn. And
Yeah,
that's a
and
lot.
just in case y'all missed it, we did drop the 10 drop Don Quixote do Flamingo as Lazarus. That's going to freeze 2 characters and the leader for Slam Dunksville, meaning they are activating none of their cards besides their Dawn this turn. They only have the AK Ace Kalgara to attack with. And if they play anything else with Rush or what have you, we have the Bonnie leader effect to sort of gotcha them on that as well. Super awesome, amazing show of just the snowbally defensive effect of this green Bonnie deck from Lazarus here. Now, what can Slam Dunksville do about this in the King of Shandian Aggro, Kalgara?
I don't want to be that doomsayer, but this is a very rough position to play back from. Having 3 of your characters as well as your leader locked down is going to be a very hard point. He's got one attack. And I mean, realistically, I feel like you need to attack with this attack first if you are going to attack, because otherwise you're just getting whatever you play outside of it rested. But
Hmm.
his hand is only going to get bigger. You need to push cards out of it or push this life and attempt to make sure that you can game this turn. But I think that the other hard part about it, and we do get a draw off Calgary, which is nice. The hard part about this is that this is going to be one heck of a turn to try to survive through next turn. You've got
Yeah.
one singular life. You need to block. Like you can't get hit twice. And he has one, two, three, four, five attacks coming at you with all of his Dawn. So none of these attacks have to come through at base. This is going to be one heck of a turn to live
Yeah,
through.
it's kind of funny seeing like yellow, the most famously defensive deck, and Slam Dunksville just gonna scoop it up. Like you're saying, Chris,
Yeah.
they see the writing on the wall, and like I was saying as well, like this the snowballiness of the Bonnie defense was too much for Kagara to fight through, even though the deck is known for just beating face and nothing else. It was not
Yep.
enough.
There
Bonnie
was
taking it.
yeah, Bonnie did take it. There was game on board, and as a one piece player, you have to understand that coming in from green, Hody Jones is definitely going to be a